Matt.
Welcome back to Beef Outdoors. Cole Karski here. I'm out airing out my hunting stuff. Boots, jackets, blaze, the whole works. Because it's deer season. Now hunting's something I never really grew up with. I learned this skill and I'm still very much learning this skill as an adult. But I love it. And it's the early antler season in Minnesota. And hopefully I can get some venison for the family. That's the goal. So stay tuned, follow along. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so it's opening morning of the Minnesota early antlerless season. I'm out on doe patrol, hoping to fill the freezer. This is day one. It's pretty exciting. You always know it's an opening day for hunting season when you don't have to set your alarm and you're waking up about every hour before you're ready to leave. Neighbors on the property with their kids just drove past their truck. Should be a good morning. So I saw two does and a fawn across the road at about 125 or so yards. We don't have anything set up over there, but I brought my blind with. So today at lunch, I might set that up and sit there in the morning to make that play. See if they come back off the same path. I moved into this stump blind that overlooks a bunch of fields with a lot of edges. Hoping to see the dew moving on the evening move. It's quite warm in here though. This is above average temperatures for this time of year for sure. Winds coming in and out, picking up and settling down. We're about 45 minutes from prime time. Sit and wait. I went and looked at where I would put down a blind, but the underbrush is super high in that section of the woods, so I wouldn't be able to see anything. So I'm going to sit in a tower, I think, in the morning that the deer would theoretically move past if they kept on that same line. Hopefully I can find them. Or get one tonight. We are in prime time right now. Pheasants are talking tonight. Seen a couple of hen pheasants. But I haven't seen any deer yet. Seen no movement. Keep my eyes peeled though. It's morning of day 2, about a half hour ago, when you could just first start to see some light. I saw a doe and a fawn. I thought I was hallucinating. Those first little bits of light, or it's still dark, and you think you start seeing deer, and they're really like stumps and trees, and I thought that was the case, but they were deer. I couldn't confirm they were deer until they were basically right under the tower I'm sitting in. And I took some footage of that. I'll try and lighten the color in the editing to see if we can actually make them out. I can't really from the footage that was taken on the phone right now, but maybe in post-editing I can. I didn't sit in the tower I was planning to, where I saw those does from yesterday moving. It's a bad wind for it, so I chose this one. The deer didn't come off spook, so I hope they round back out and come out. They came. Good catch. They went off behind me that way. First few minutes of legal shooting light here. Let's see if we can get it done. Evening number 2. Sitting along this cornfield. They worked the ditch. They also worked the field edge here. It's hot out. It's like 65, 70 degrees. It's warm. Playing the wind here. The wind just blowing. My scent will just be blowing right over the open cornfield. Got up here a couple hours spare until prime time, so let's see if we can find one. Creeping into prime time here. I haven't seen any movement. I won't be able to hunt the morning either. We have a family event, so I won't be able to hunt till the evening tomorrow. But the wind's good to pin a play on that stand where I saw does the first day. We're nearing prime time. Haven't seen anything yet, but hoping. I can't hunt the morning because we have a family function, but tomorrow's evening wind should play for that first stand where I saw the doe was the first morning. That should play well. It's the last morning, last sit for me in this season before regular firearm. Hopefully I can get it done. Wind's perfect for this tower, like I've talked about. Just gotta hope they walk the same path. It's opening morning of the Minnesota season. Hoping we can get a few deer for off the family farm. There's 5 of us out here this morning, so hopefully we can get something done. Always fun to be out with family and see their success. I've seen 6 deer so far this morning, all moving probably 600, 700 yards away through a field. I've got kind of a cool vantage point I'm sitting on basically the highest point of the property, so I can see for a long ways. It's pretty darn cool. They weren't really moving directly towards me, but maybe they'll move. They're going this way, so maybe they'll go this way and then come back up, and I'll see them work in this field behind me over here. The first 2 were a little bit after shooting light, but they were all an ass. They had the tails up, and then pulled out the binos and watched them head out. The second 4 was a set of 4. There was 2 does and 2 fawns. They were moving a little more leisurely, but still had the tails up, but they weren't running. So, just wait and see. Update, I'm up to 9 deer, all using a spot about 600 to 700 yards away. I got a clip of them this time, well, literally right now. Deer 10. I'm going to insert this clip. This is deer 10, all using this edge. There's a stand over there, I think. So someone's gotta go sit that this evening. This is a fun spot to sit though, because I can see it easily 1,000 yards right here. Pretty darn cool. Well, we set up the Tidewee blind. The sweet see-through one along the path where the deer were crossing. They're crossing kind of right over this way. There's the stump over there that you could see. I just like the blind more because it's way roomier. It's pretty hard to shoot in that stump. It's the very, very smallest one. So I set up this blind and hopefully I can intercept some. So on my way to moving this blind in, I checked trail cameras. I had moved them since last time I was out here. I found one spot that I was like, oh, it looks like they might bed in here, and there's a dandy. I'll put pictures of him up. I've got him on a couple of different cameras, but oh boy, biggest deer I've ever got on camera out here. Usually we're basically all does and really little immature bucks. This guy's a stud. He's a whole other level. It's only showed up for like 5 days, and never in daylight. Maybe the rut will put him on his feet and bring him over here to chase all the does we have. That's my hope. It's yeah, he's a good one. Wow. Matt. Today's the opening day of Minnesota muzzleloader season, and I had a little shady camera work, but right here, it's my very first buck ever. Feels so good. Yeah, it's hard to even put that into words. This season is early antlerless sits, normal rifle season sits, or firearm season sits, and got it done about 45 minutes into the muzzleloader season. Now the work really begins. Well, that finishes my hunting season for this year. My goal has been to get that first buck, and finally did it. What a rush. And yeah, it was at about a little bit under 100 yards, which is kind of my top end comfort zone with my muzzleloader. And I spotted it from quite a ways out, and I've got some footage of that, and it was coming straight at me, and I expected it to take a turn to my left and go in front of the woodcut or through the woodcut there, and it would offer me a little bit closer shot. It ended up turning the other way, and I didn't anticipate it doing that. And so I stopped it with a meh, and it just got out of frame of my camera. It would have been cool to get it, but I was concentrating on getting that deer first, film second. So it was just out of frame of that. And when I got up to it, after I shot, I sat there and I just tried to compose myself. I was shaking like a leaf. The energy through it is just, it's why so many people are addicted to this sport. I get up there and the blood splatter is like a paintbrush. I follow it for about 200 yards, and it goes to a ditch that at that point I couldn't cross. It's filled with water, but I could see where the deer had crossed, and I could see blood spattered on the leaves, and when it brushed against leaves or willow brush, it just left a big smattering of blood, and I couldn't believe that it was still running with that much blood, and so I backed out.
In 1 mile, turn right onto 165th Street.
Backed out, and I went and I got to the neighbors because I had crossed over the property and asked permission to get over and to access, and we took down the four-wheeler and we found the deer and we loaded it up, and the neighbors helped me. Such great people, such a community. It's the outdoors community. They're big hunters as well. They're very helpful, and they're proud to help me recover my first ever buck. So little 7-pointer is what I got. I'm very, very proud of it. So happy for it. So this is cool. Beef Outdoors, tight lines, everyone.